kids. Fuck the kids? Yeah.
When I say, who's the master? You say, so no.
What is up, guys? Showing up the King here, back with another video, and today I'm bringing you my first McFarlane Toys review of 2022. I'll be reviewing today is the DC Multiverse Mega Swamp Thing. Again, as you can see here, this is an enormous figure, and again, if you are going to do a Swamp Thing, he has to be ginormous. Now, I would be lying if I didn't say this is my favorite type of figure from McFarlane Toys. I don't typically buy everything in his line because I am more partial to these 6-inch figures, but every now and again I see something that I just have to have. And again, Swamp Thing was a character that I've always been familiar with, and I actually fell in love with Swamp Thing based off of the DC Universe show that they had on that was canceled unceremoniously. They still need to bring that show back. I'm still quite upset about that. So again, the box is very basic. The figure looks amazing. Let's go ahead and get this thing open. All right, so here we have Swamp Thing out of the packaging. And again, I think from an aesthetic point, Todd, he nailed it. Again, we always know that when it comes to his figures, as far as the look goes, he always nails it, and this one is no exception. Again, this is a base level release, meaning that it doesn't come with a whole heap of accessories. But to be quite honest with you, it doesn't really need it. Again, I think it took all the aesthetics of what you remember from Swamp Thing, and it just brought it into the future very, very well. And again, I want you to kind of see, I'm going to bring this up close so you can kind of get a look at some of these details that just make this figure stand out. Like, again, I love how some of this bark and things on his actual face are soft plastic while there are parts that are hard, to kind of give that like look of layers. Again, it looks like a Groot, but better if I'm being honest. Like, you can see the shading detail that was put into this, where you can see the black where his lips are with the teeth, and then you can see that he doesn't have a nose. It's kind of concave and it goes in just like it would normally, and then you can kind of see the different shades of green. So like, you got like the little light green here at the top of the head, but then that's overlapped with a little bit of lighter green where it's like a leaf green. And then you can look at the back of his head and you can kind of see the indentations in his head that kind of show off the little details that they added in here. And then you can go down the back and you can kind of see roses growing out the back that are green. You can kind of see his spine. You can see here on the shoulder where these things kind of furl out to reveal the hard plastic underneath. Again, the vines growing out of his arms, his hands, the chest itself. I mean, this is a brilliant looking figure. Again, even here on the leg here, these actually look like barks of tree just growing on a human being and right down to his feet. Such an amazing figure. Now, one thing I will say is that standing him up on his own is very, very difficult. I have had lots of trouble doing that, but again, once you get him in a position, he should be fine. Now, one thing that I did want to mention is he does come with an accessory. He comes with this kind of like wood hook weapon. Put him down so you can take a look at it. And again, it has that same detail that we had from the figure itself. And this is like an omnidirectional thing, so you can kind of put it on his left or his right hand. And then again, before the end of the review, I'll show how that looks. But one thing that I don't typically do in my reviews, but I'll do it today, is I'll actually show you how tall this figure is, because again, I do think that it's important to kind of see how tall this thing is, even on a 7-inch scale. So here we have our tape measure from the foot down. He's a little bit over 11 inches tall. So there's that. I mean, this thing is monstrous. Now let's talk about articulation. So he is actually pretty well articulated. Again, you can do your T-spreads. Again, You have left-right motion. He can look up a little bit, and he can look down a whole lot more. Rotation here. Not a lot of ab crunch. We do get a little bit like that. Double jointed knees. We got a toe hinge. A very good toe hinge. Full splits. Like that's like that Van Damme shit. He got them Van Damme splits. You can see here, ratchets. Let's take a look at the elbows. We got good wrist articulation as well. Double jointed elbow. Bicep swivel. It would be cool if his mouth opened up, but he doesn't. But for McFarlane figure, this thing is amazing. Amazing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bring in some size comparisons, and then we'll get out of here. All right, time for size comparisons. First, I'll bring in a basic 6-inch Marvel Legend Advanced Suit Spider-Man. And as you can see, Swamp Thing towers over him. We also have a Mezco 112 scale Wonder Woman, who looks absolutely amazing. And then we can bring in the Storm Collectibles Dark Side. As you can see here, Dark Side is tall, but Swamp Thing is still bigger. Crazy, right? But I still love it. All right, so overall, if I had to give this thing a score out of a 10, I'd give it a solid 7. Again, it would be nice if it had a little bit more accessories with it, but again, especially for the cost. But again, the articulation is solid. The paint job is perfect. I don't have any real complaints about it. I do know they have like a black and white version, but honestly, I don't see a reason to own that one if you can get your hands on this one. I was able to pick this up at Target, but again, so maybe you guys will get lucky as well. If not, you'll have to find it online. Let me know what you think of this figure in the comment section below. Thumbs up the video. This is Untitled the King, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.